This is Morning Express, and it's time for us to just have a discussion around safety. We'll be going to State of the Nation not too long from now. And this morning, I have, Daphne Kemunto, who is the Executive Director for Usalama Watch Initiative. And thank you for joining us, Daphne. And I also have with me James Kariuki, who is a matatu driver and also a blogger. Good to have you. Well, this morning we'd like to talk about safety, and maybe we can start with you, Daphne, on what the Usalama Watch Initiative is all about.
Usalama Watch Initiative is a road safety NGO. We are registered under the NGO Coordination Board, and our main focus is to save lives on the road. So we go about this in various programs. Our main focus is on children, and if you've seen around the country, we work with children to deploy crossing guards. And why we focus, maybe I could go back and say, why we focus on children specifically is because they are vulnerable. They're very young, and we tend to forget there's no law that covers them to protect them, and we tend to forget that they have limitations, biological limitations that they have no control over. So we go to schools to set up specific road safety measures like zebra crossing guards to help them to arrive to school safely every day.
Okay. One of the challenges I would imagine that we face as a country when it comes to safety is just what I would call awareness of the driver, just being aware of the environment, being aware that there's another world apart from just them in the car. Do you find that as a challenge? Absolutely.
In fact, the causes of road crashes is about the attitude of our own behavior. That is the leading cause. The state of the road is another factor, and also the vehicle. But the main thing that causes road accidents in Kenya is our attitude. So that goes in place to do with speed, courtesy, just customer care, even ordinarily in matatus, how to disembark, lots of people get injured just disembarking a matatu. So for children, you can imagine those who are trying to cross, not a lot of people are aware that there's a school here and we need to slow down when we get here because there's a lot of children who are crossing. So there is generally lack of awareness and sensitization, and that's why we come in. When we have our crossing guards in school, we see that we have that challenge, but after a month, the community is more aware, and now everybody obeys that stop where children cross. In fact, adults also join in and use that area as a crossing point.
Okay. I'll come to James Kariuki, and of course one of the menaces, if I can call them that, in many people's minds is matatus. For starters, why do matatus drive the way they do?
It depends on the route, because maybe the way the roads are built. And also, it's
really
more of the job description of a matatu driver, because there's no infrastructure. So sometimes it's because of lack of infrastructure, because we as matatu drivers, we do business on the road. Our business is on the road. That's how we make our money. That's where the investors bring the vehicles to us, but it is for us who make the money for the investors. There's no set rules that you pick passengers from here and then you take them from there. We don't have timetables that you're supposed to be at Rongai at a certain time and supposed to be at Bomas of Kenya at a certain time. It all depends on you take the motor in the morning, you go look for passengers, and then make the money for the owner, and then you have a target that is set for you at the evening. That is the money that you're going to deliver. So what really makes us drive the way we drive sometimes is, one thing I can say is because of the way our business is structured, the way our transport system, public transport system is the way it is right now. We have road congestion, these are the traffic jams, you see. We have to have we have to work between a certain time and a certain time, and you have to make a certain amount of money to be able to realize your salary at the end of the day. So there are so many factors that we can't just say that we drive like this because of this factor, but there are a lot of different reasons.
But now, when you talk about traffic jam and all that, aren't we all going through the same traffic jam? When matatu drivers feel that they have more right of way than other drivers, we are all sitting through the same traffic. Isn't it really a bad attitude when you have to think that you need to make your money while the rest of the world don't? They all
Okay.
also have important engagements they're going to.
Yeah. Okay, when you look at it from that perspective, you can say, okay, everybody, we are all motorists and we are all going to the same direction or opposite directions. But the point is here that maybe you are going to work. You wake up in the morning, you are going from point A to point B, and that is where you are going to work. As for me, I have to go from Nairobi to Rongai and then go back to Rongai and then come back to Nairobi. I use the same road. So one thing there is that I know the route very well. I know the road very well. I've been driving from the same route for 10 years. Maybe I may drive faster than you and I have much more experience than most of the drivers on the road, because like me, I've been driving for the past 14 years, never been involved in an accident. Like I say, a serious accident, maybe little scratches here, broken lens there, but never been involved in it. Because we have some of the best drivers in the matatu industry. But once a driver is in the matatu, there's nowhere else to go apart from. We are a driver, when you start as a driver matatu today, 10 years from now, you still be a matatu driver. There's no like the job will be around. Next time you're going to go to another level, maybe you're going to get to another group, or maybe your salary is going to be increased. The same thing, we do the same thing. So I say experience also matters.
Okay. Daphne, looking at an argument like James is giving us, and possibly he could represent quite a number of drivers.
Absolutely.
And this, of course, has nothing to do with the road structure, with whether the road is good or not. It has more to do with our frame of mind. How do we go about changing frame of mind of drivers so that they're no longer looking at it as though we're in competition, but we're here all trying to get to a destination?
I have to commend James, because unfortunately for him, he is now the devil's advocate for the matatu. Everybody does not want to, is antagonistic to them. And we have forums, we have sensitization forums with road users, where we incorporate another menace, the boda matatu drivers. And when we have a sit down with them, you actually understand where they're coming from, and they tell you, you know, like what he said, I have targets, I have this, I have to meet this, I also have this is what is required. But we try and tell them that at the end of the day, life is more important. Safety is more important than making, you know, meeting your target and surpassing so that you have a little extra for you. So it's usually a challenge, and we work as well with the police, because in this forums, you'll see the matatu drivers are pointing at the police are pointing back at them. So it's consultative so that we get a middle ground, and the point we're driving home is safety. We all need to arrive alive, and we need to remember that life, you only have that one leg, you only have that. So if you're late, that it doesn't make any difference if you end up in hospital or in the grave, or if someone is orphaned because of your actions.
Well, they say better late than never.
True.
So how are you going about that drive and campaign to ensure that you arrive alive?
So we have usually, mainly within the festive seasons, we have road safety campaigns that we work with NTSA, the police, and the bodas and drivers and matatu drivers. So we sensitize them. We look at our campaigns are in terms of statistics. How many road crashes have we had in this area? If it's spiking in, let's say, Rongai, then we'll have a consultative forum with them and talk about what are their challenges. First of all, the day one is about just talking. What are your challenges? What is the issue? These are the statistics. What can we do? And then now on day two, now we get into the nitty-gritty. So first of all, you need to know law. You find that a lot of drivers do not know law. They do not, as much as James says that he uses Rongai every day, I assure you, if I go and ask him, how many signage have you seen of 30, 50 along, many will fail. So these are some of the things that we bring to their attention, that behind that, there are safety measures that are on the road that you must obey. And those safety measures are there to protect your customers, who you need alive at the end of the day.
Okay, James, is there anything that can be done to ensure that matatus are tamed. I'm sure you'll agree with me that as much as there are some who are, you say they're experienced drivers, and that's true because they spend a lot of time on the roads, they know those routes pretty well, and that's true. But when it comes to discipline, when it comes to attitude, when it comes to the way they drive, it leaves a lot to be wanted. How can that be dealt with?
A lot is being done for now. Like we have a project that we are working with the university from California, from Berkeley. They have come up with a tracking system that is specifically tracking driving behaviors. And then this tracking, once we install this device in the matatus, and this device will tell you when the driver is overlapping, is driving on offload, when he's going over speed bumps,